Hey guys, what is going on? It's Jake, aka Pikey1 here, and welcome to another, actually January transfer window episode, because, I didn't actually get to finish it in episode 11, so I thought I'd actually do it in half and half, because obviously you could tell that the last episode was actually almost 20 minutes long, so I wasn't actually going to do, a half an hour to 40-minute episode. So I'm actually, I thought I did the wise thing of actually cutting it into two, so here is the second part of it. In the first game, we've actually got Manchester City in the Capital One Cup, and they've got Thomas Muller up front. I didn't notice that they actually signed Thomas Muller in this transfer window, but God knows why they're playing him in the Cup against Fleetwood. But I guess it is kind of a big deal because it is the semi-finals, but we actually get the first chance in the game, but it didn't take long for them to get back. But it was a very poor, very weak shot by Thomas Muller, but Calvin Phillips actually got past the defence, and I don't know what actually happened there. He couldn't actually get the ball on target whatsoever. But then we get another chance just going on to the 25th minute. Vaca split the defence in half, and he actually beat the defender, well, the keeper. I'm not even sure whether he's the starter or not now, but Willie Caballero, I'm not sure whether Hart's actually there. I didn't actually take notice of the lineups whilst they were on screen before, but Willie Caballero stood no chance against Vaca, and when he's in that kind of space, you're not going to stop him. But Garcia, the youngster from City, he's actually quite a good player in real life. He just couldn't get good enough contact with the ball. Then they had another chance just before the half, as Muller literally headed just wide, clearly beating our defender. But that was it. We went into the half 1-0 up against Manchester City, and I was so happy about this result. Because, this is a semi-final. I mean, if we win this, obviously we're in the final, so this is a big point. But Wes Burns, oh, he's shooting, he's terrible. I can't wait for him to get off the payroll. There's another example. I just can't wait for him to go. I can't be bothered paying to release his contract. But yet again, I just want him to leave. But he's a great backup essentially. But he doesn't actually do anything. But as you saw there whilst I was rambling about Wes Burns, Calvin Phillips actually caught onto a loose ball. Wes Burns, weirdly enough, turned his man, passed it in, but Willie Caballero stopped Vaca actually getting the shot off. The ball bounced all the way back to Calvin Phillips, who actually buried the ball in the very little space that he had. But here we go, David Ball, left-footed banger, from left to right, literally. Oh, Willie Caballero was having a mare. And just before the 75th minute in this game, we were actually 3-0 up against Manchester City. And I was not expecting this, considering our last round we actually only beat Arsenal 1-0. And we're actually beating City 3-0 in the first leg. But there's another terrible shot. And you can tell they're on all-out attack because Otamendi was up front. But Vaca does a nice job turning his man. And for once, a shot on target by Wes Burns. But to be honest, Wes Burns was not pivotal in that game, but we didn't need him as we finished the game 3-0. And yet again, the incessant Antoni Sarcevic bids just kept on coming in. So there's one from SM Kane, and then straight after that, the day later, one from Rotherham. But that was 900,000. I had to think about that one. That was a large sum of money, but it's not enough for me to get rid of Sarcy. He's one of the OG players in this series, and I don't want to get rid of him. But anyway, we are in the FA Cup now, and I told you that there was a lot of cup games in January. I think there's 5 out of my 8 games are cup games, but that kind of comes from I'm actually in everything still. But yeah, we're against MK Dons, and I'm actually playing Shola Ramiobi and Grant. And the midfield too is Clayton Lewis and Rudiger Panzu. So obviously I was just testing a few things out, obviously because a few people were not injured, but tired. But Clayton Lewis here, he's done a few of them before, so I thought I'd try it again, but he didn't actually quite come off, and that was just before the 10th minute. But Grant turned his man, and who would it be? It's Clayton Lewis. It's Clayton Lewis, the lowest rated player in the whole team. I think he's a 53 rated player now. But Ryan does a nice job playing Grant in. Grant spots Clayton Lewis, and first time finish, and the keeper stands no chance. But MK Dons weren't going to sit back, as they almost scored with Spence. Powell passed it across to Spence, and it just wasn't meant to be. But Powell here with a header, unlucky with the direction, but he had enough power in there to actually trouble the keeper. But that's it. We went into the half-time. Went into half-time. I always say the half-time for some reason. We went into half-time 1-0 up, and it was a good feeling. Like, considering I want to stay in all the cups, and Rodigan Panzu made it even better as he actually doubled the lead just before the hour mark. And Rodigan Panzu and Clayton Lewis, the test, like, they're not really high-rated players, but they really do play well. And that just shows is like Clayton Lewis in the first half and Rodigan Panzu in the second. But Bobby Grant here, like, he doesn't get many starts anymore, considering his lack of form. But look at that, he actually gets taken out by K, I think that's his name. Yeah, it is his name. He gets his foot swipes from underneath him, and who else but Devontae Cole steps up and he actually buries it just underneath the crossbar and makes it 3-0 away from home against MK Dons in the FA Cup. And honestly, like, we couldn't have got this episode off to a better start, could we? Like, a 3-0 win against City, and we're winning 3-0 against MK Dons. And Kiwami was really unlucky to miss that, and I'm not sure why they showed him Rodigan Panzu on the weird replay action shot there, but it just did. But finally, we've got some bids in for other players other than Sarcevic. Ashley Hunter has gone to Galway United, but yep, there's another one. MK Dons with an £825,000 bid for Antoni Sarcevic, but I obviously rejected them because he is not leaving this club. And we actually got rid of Jamie Arashata. He was actually complaining ever since he turned up. He didn't do it at the club, so I stopped playing him. He complained, so I sold him to Barnet for £130,000. And another bid for Sarcevic from Huddersfield, £825,000. Instantly rejected. Like, I was not going to accept that. And our first training session of the actual episode, Makowski, it would have been tough for him not to go up, but he's almost gone up another half level. So that's actually pretty decent. And Bristol Rovers came in with a £700,000 bid. Like, they must have seen all the bids that I've been rejecting and just thought, oh, we'll undermine it by another 150,000 and see how that works. And they thought that was a good tactic, but obviously it's not. But anyway, we're in the second leg against Manchester City. Joe Hart is on the bench, but they've actually dropped Muller. They've gone with Aguero this time. And yeah, we're going with a pretty strong lineup. We're going with our main 11, actually. Like, all of them are in our main 11. Like, luckily we rested up against MK Dons with, like, the likes of Mpanzu and Clayton Lewis stepping up and Amiobi. So obviously we had a fully fit side, and Sarcevic just in front of goal, and Willy Caballero does really well. But I don't know what was wrong with Yaya Toure there, because normally he would have buried that, but Gogic actually manned up to him. And in the 36th minute, we actually concede, and it's Aguero. It's Aguero with a header from a corner. Gogic was stuck in no man's land. He didn't actually get to the ball, and to be honest, if the striker gets his head on that, it's pretty much a goal anyway. Because, like, a really nice corner from De Bruyne, like, floats it in. Aguero beats Gogic to the ball, and it's just going to be a goal, isn't it? But De Bruyne there with nice footwork. I couldn't tackle him at all. I mean, I tried. He spanned round the first man. I actually got a touch on the ball with the second man, but for some reason the ball was like stuck to his feet with like glue. Like, you can see it here. Like, Joe Davis, he gets a tackle. Bob Harris gets a tackle, and Gogic actually gets a touch, but the ball still manages to find the back of the net. So Ryan turns inside, and a good save by Caballero. And I thought we were going to be back in this game, but David Ball was unluckily offside. There's the Clipper linesman that they always put in, and he is way offside. There was no like real decision there, but I actually skipped past the half-time scoreboard, so I just threw that in there. But Jimmy Ryan here, another great save from Willy Caballero at his near post. Jimmy Ryan really should have done a lot better than that. But they're messing about on the edge of their 18-yard box. Ball smashing it into Cole. Not the easiest pass to take down, but it's Devontae Cole. He touches it right down to the ground and plays it right across Willy Caballero. And Caballero does not stand a chance there. As you can see there, Delph was messing about. Like, first touch, he dragged it down. Second touch, finessed it into the far corner. And that got us back into the game. And to be honest, that put us in a strong position because we were 4-2 up on aggregate. But Jimmy Ryan here with a free kick. Got it past the wall, but pretty tame and pretty easy for Caballero. And this was worrying as, like, on the 80th minute, David Silva got through, but somehow he missed the target completely. no pressure, and the keeper just didn't get a touch whatsoever. But Devontae Cole here in the 92nd minute passes off to Sartovic. Great block, and I thought that was a penalty right there, but it actually wasn't. He was actually thrown to the ground, but for some reason the ref didn't see it as a penalty, and I honestly didn't get that. But hey, it's one of those decisions. But here we go. We're actually going in for Ipswich midfielder Luke Hyam. He's a 24-year-old. He's a 66 rated player. I didn't actually get his overall, but I actually already knew his overall. That's why I just instantly bid for him. I didn't need the scouting report at all, because I know he's a really good player. But there's a Charlton Athletic bid for Antoni Sartovic, rejected. And there's the actual approval from Luke Hyam. So he's actually accepted to the £4,500 wage. And we'll be getting him in July. So that'll be a really good buy. And here is our final game of January. Like, this episode's actually gone pretty quick for me. Yeah, we've got Millwall on the 30th, I think. It was this, and then we had deadline day after this. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, we've actually gone with the relatively weak side. Again, we've got Kiwomya and Rudiger Panzu, we've got Wes Burns, and Amari Bell's actually playing, which doesn't actually get that much game time, but I really should start playing him over Harris now, because Harris is on loan. He's going to go back to Sheffield United, and he's had all this experience. Yeah, Amari Bell, he's going to stay at the club, and he's hardly played this year. It doesn't really make any sense. So I'm going to actually start playing Amari Bell a lot more. And the play style's exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like McLaughlin and Ketiora, where they're completely different players. But nice save there by Gogic. I'm not sure who took the shot. It really just flew by. And there's Wes Burns with his classic shooting. Albeit he was off balance that time, but he was way off target. And here we go again. Talk about off balance. He actually fell over trying to take a shot, and it went not even yards wide. He went so far wide that it might as well have just been classed as a cross. It would have just been easier to call it a cross than a shot. But Kiwomya plays through Amari Bell here, and Bell all the way up from left back finesses it past the keeper and made it 1-0 in the 66th minute. And I wasn't expecting Bell to be there at all. Bell just turned up there, and I'm not sure what possessed him to actually go up into the 18-yard box. You can see him here. The right back didn't actually track his run whatsoever, and Bell just does a nice finish right into the near post, and he made the game 1-0. But Gregory was a nice footwork there. Even the closing down didn't help. Gogic pushed it away from goal, but unluckily he passed it straight to a striker, but he hit it right over the bar. And then here we go, 7 minutes from time. Rudiger Panzu again with another goal. And honestly, Rudiger Panzu is doing so well in this club at the moment. He's not the highest rated, but look at that movement. No one's tracking his run. He's got yards of space either side of him. Easy finish, a darted finish, and Ford didn't actually stand a chance. And we beat Millwall 2-0. And now, this deal is the last deal that we're doing before deadline day, and it's for Ayman Ashraf. Now, he can play cam, so that's why I'm bidding for him. But anyway, here is deadline day, so we've got 10 hours to do all the bidding that we need to do. And there was a little glitch there, but that's because I'm cutting out all the boring bits of it. And there's the first bid on deadline day for Antoni Sartovic, is 600,000, instantly rejected. That was a poor bid, a really poor bid. But you can see all the previous bids that we've done. And Ayman Ashraf said he wanted a bigger role at the club, so we offered him a little bit more wage and tried to persuade him a little bit. But well, we're gonna have to wait and see, because we've got 8 hours left of deadline day now, and he denied it again. He was being a bit pushy, but I'm gonna do one final one. I think this is my last one. 6,500, crucial first team player. I'm not gonna offer any more than that, because I don't feel like a 68 rated player deserves any more than that. Because I'm not gonna play him over Romain Sawyers and Antoni Sartovic, so I don't see the point. And he denied again. He's declined the third bid, so he's gone. That's it. That's all over. So I went in for Romain Sawyers again. I've not bidded in for this guy for at least a couple of weeks in the transfer window, but I've offered him his third important first team player this time, with a nice wage on it as well. And that, to be honest, I thought it was going to work, but obviously Romain Sawyers wants a crucial first team spot. I was going to offer him the $4,000 again, obviously, because he's not Ashraf, who wanted like 7 grand in a first team player, like crucial first team. Like he only wants 4 grand. He just wants to know that he's going to play, and he's actually accepted that. But first, we're going to go to the Antoni Sarcevic bid of 900,000 by ES Troy. And I thought about this one again. It's a lot of money, so I had to think about it. But Ipswich Town came in with 825,000, and I instantly rejected that, because if I'm not taking 900,000, I'm not taking 825,000. But here we go. Here's Romain Sawyers actually finally accepting like the pre-contract expiry, and whatever I just said there, pre-contract and contract expiry, two separate things. But yep, 5 hours left on deadline day, and we're actually having quite a hectic one. It's not been the easiest one at all. But yeah, we're closing in on 4 hours left, and we have another transfer offer for Antoni Sarcevic, and it's from Wolves for 950,000. Now the bids were actually rising and rising, but I can't get rid of Antoni Sarcevic. There's something about like the way he plays in the club and everything. I can't get rid of him because it'll split up the midfield play and the striking force. So I can't do that to the club. So we're closing down 3 hours now. Another bid for Antoni Sarcevic, and it's from Colchester for 725,000. Instantly rejected. Like, I was not going to withstand any low bids. Saying that, I'm not going to stand any bids for him at all. And honestly, this deadline day was mostly just like pushing people away from Sarcevic. But that is the last deal that we actually did. Like, as you can see here, we're just going to play off the time. 1 hour left. But anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. We're going to start again in the next episode in February. So if you like the episode, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe for more content. And if you enjoyed, guys, make sure to leave a comment and like. But anyway, last thing. See you later, guys.